بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Eid al-Adha, also called the Feast of Sacrifice, is a major festival celebrated by Muslims worldwide to honor the willingness of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his young firstborn son Ismail alayhi salam as an act of submission to Allah's command and his son's acceptance of to being sacrificed before Allah intervened to provide Abraham alayhi salam with a land to sacrifice instead. In the lunar Islamic calendar, Eid al-Adha falls on the 10th day of Dhul-Hijjah and lasts for 4 days. When Ismail alayhi salam was about 13, Allah decided to test the faith of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam in public. Ibrahim alayhi salam had a recurring dream in which Allah was commanding him to offer up for sacrifice an unimaginable act, his son, whom Allah had granted him after many years of deep prayer. Ibrahim alayhi salam knew that the dreams of the prophets were divinely inspired, and one of the ways in which Allah communicated with his prophets. When the intent of the dream became clear to him, Ibrahim alayhi salam decided to fulfill Allah's command and offer the Ismail alayhi salam for sacrifice. Although Ibrahim alayhi salam was ready to sacrifice his dearest for Allah's sake, he could not just bring his son to the place of sacrifice without his consent. Ismail alayhi salam had to be consulted as to whether he was willing to give up his life in fulfillment of Allah's command. Ibrahim alayhi salam presented the matter to his son and asked for his opinion about the dreams of slaughtering him. Ismail alayhi salam did not show any hesitation or reservation even for a moment. He said, "Father, do what you have been commanded. You will find me, inshallah, to be very patient." His mature response, his deep insight into the nature of his father's dream, his commitment to Allah, and ultimately his willingness to sacrifice his own life for the sake of Allah were all unprecedented. When Ibrahim alayhi salam attempted to cut Ismail alayhi salam's throat, he was astonished to see that Ismail alayhi salam was unharmed, and instead he found a dead ram, which was slaughtered. Ibrahim alayhi salam had passed the test by his willingness to carry out Allah's command. This is mentioned in Quran as follows: "O my Lord, grant me a son." So we gave him the good news of a boy, possessing forbearance. And when his son was old enough to walk and work with him, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, "O my dear son, I see in vision that I offer you in sacrifice. Now see what is your view." The son, that is Ismail alayhi salam, said, "O my father, do what you are commanded. If Allah wills, you will find me one practicing patience and steadfastness." So when they both submitted and he threw him down upon his forehead, we called out to him saying, "O Ibrahim, you have indeed fulfilled the vision." Eid al-Adha prayer is performed any time after the sun completely rises up to just before the entering of the time on the 10th of Dhul-Hijjah. Men, women, and children are expected to dress in the finest clothing to perform Eid prayer in a large congregation in an open waqf field called Eidgah or mosque. Affluent Muslims who can afford Malik and Nisab sacrifice their best halal domestic animals, usually a cow, but it can also be a camel, goat, sheep, or ram, depending on the region, as a symbol of Ibrahim alayhi salam's willingness to sacrifice the only son. The meat from the sacrificed animal is divided into 3 parts. The family retains 1/3 of the share, another third is given to relatives, friends, and neighbors, and the other third is given to the poor and needy. The regular charitable practices of the Muslim community are demonstrated during Eid al-Adha by concerted effort to see that no impoverished person is left without an opportunity to partake in the sacrificial meal during these days. During Eid al-Adha, distributing meat amongst the people, chanting the takbir out loud before the Eid prayers on the first day and after prayers throughout the 4 days of Eid are considered essential parts of Islamic festival. In the end, I wish all of you a happy Eid. Eid Mubarak to all.